Hello, my students. This video is just to quickly explain how to do the LG 1, there we go, LG1 Level 3 Part 2. The Level 2 and Level 3 Part 1, those were done in the Google form, so if you haven't done those yet, please make sure that you go into the Google Classroom, and those will be labeled in the LG1 section of Classroom. Or if by some chance the next time you do this I'm actually on Canvas, then please look in the Hurricanes module. So let me just walk you through how to do the LG1 assessment level 3 part 2 part of this. So in Classroom or Canvas, whichever one it is, you need to navigate and you need to find your way to this LG1 level 3 part 2. And here is the idea of what we're going to be having you do is you are going to be finding information on some sort of tropical storm somewhere that you then need to actually provide information on. So the information that I give you is really specific, but it's also rather simple. So let me just walk you through what it is that you're going to be looking at here. Let me just shrink this to the side for a moment. All right. So like I said, we're going to be using Flipgrid for this. If you click on any of these places on here where I have Flipgrid linked, and I have it linked everywhere, and enter in your school email, then it will take you to where you can actually post your video for this. Now, if you're not comfortable posting a video to Flipgrid for other people to look at, no worries. I only post this after I've actually viewed it. And if you are really, really gun shy about having your video posted, I mean, first of all, consider maybe just putting an emoji over your face, and then you don't have to worry about that aspect of it. Realize that we're all kind of in this together and it's going to be fine. So, but if you really have other major issues about having your video posted for other people to see, just let me know and we'll figure that out from there. But the expectation is that you will post a video. That's kind of the first one, and then everything else is an exception step, case-by-case basis. But anyway, so here is how you're going to look at doing this. You can pick any storm, any hurricane or typhoon that has happened in history. It really doesn't matter, and there's tons of them, so please be varied. I don't want a million Hurricane Katrinas out there, or a hurricane, or tons of Hurricane Harveys, whatever it might be. I want you to actually have some varying information out there. So your Flipgrid needs to include the name and category of the tropical storm. So was it a Category 3, Category 5? Some of the most damaging storms we've ever had were not actually Category 5 storms. They were actually just Category, I think, 4 by the time they made landfall, or even Category 3. So it wasn't like they were necessarily the biggest and meanest. It just was a terrible concoction of other events that happened. Their top wind speed. So please look around and see if you can find out what was the highest wind speed that they actually found. The location of where they happened, don't just say they happened in the Atlantic. Actually try to tell me if there was a specific place they hit, like North Carolina, Florida, Cuba, Texas, Puerto Rico. Tell me actually where the storm hit and where it was the worst at. The economic impact on the community. So this would be something like you're looking for details saying there was over $1 million worth of damage, or $50 million worth of damage, or an entire year's worth of crop was ruined. Something like that. Then the number of injured, and sadly also the number that were killed, if there were any. Usually with every hurricane, you'll find information about that somewhere, especially if it makes landfall. I mean, it's not like you're going to get docked if nobody died. But just look and see if that actually did happen. And then anything the community has done since then to improve the tropical storm preparedness. You'll find this mostly with the older storms, but some cities have actually been built up higher because they were like, oh, we flooded way too easily. Let's just build up the entire city or the entire island. Sorry. And so there's cool things like that maybe you could just report on. Okay? Other than that, this should take maybe just a 3-minute video. Again, nothing too crazy, should be very attainable. I give you some starting resources here, but these, as I mentioned here, these are just a starting point. you can find information that you need for this anywhere. Once you know what hurricane you're looking for, if you then just do specific searches on that hurricane, then you can find even more information. But this is a really good starting point. You can find whole lists of different hurricanes, typhoons that have happened. If you don't know any of them, like, I don't know which one's cool, then just pick one and go for it. It's fine. Okay, like I said, record your video to Flipgrid. And after you record your video to Flipgrid, I want to point out this little detail. You need to then watch at least 4 others and do a little just diddly about them. Here's where you'll do that at. So you're going to watch 4 other Flipgrid videos. Make sure they're on different storms. So if they come on and like, hi, mine was hurricane this one. And then you look at the next one and he was like, mine's hurricane this one. And it was the exact same one as the one you just watched. Go find another one really quick. Like, there's going to be tons of them. Okay, but give the name of the student. So whose video did you actually watch? What was the name of their tropical storm? And just information about the storm. I don't want like an entire report like what you actually are going to say up here. But just write down some information in terms of like, I think it would be appropriate to maybe put down how much damage was done, maximum wind speed, the category of the storm. Just get kind of those more important details. But you don't need to by all means give every detail. I would say at least 3 is probably what would be a good satisfactory thing for me to read there. Okay, so do that for 4 students. And then this level 3 is done. The level 4, remember, is actually you tracking a storm. So if you need to go back in time and if you need to actually track a storm, then I will have a little video on that posted shortly. But in the meantime, hope this helps and go ahead and get started. Thank you. Bye-bye.